What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about a new Demon Slayer game. I'll call it Demon Slayer 2. I mean, it's got the extraordinarily long name, but this follows what we played a few years ago in Demon Slayer 1, let's call it. And before I get into the details, because there are some details to talk about, I do just want to say, I thought the first game was rather solid. I think I did a review on it on my main channel, Podcast Now. It's not anything massively special. I think it could have been a whole lot better when you think of some of the better, like Naruto or Dragon Ball, or, you got Bleach coming up and stuff. They're firing at us, I guess, a lot of different franchises. They tend to be very similar, and I don't think Demon Slayer was, again, as well as they could have done it, but it got a lot of heat at the time, and I don't think all of it was deserved. I think it was probably the perfect definition of, a 7 out of 10 type game. Fine, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great. They need to build off of it, right, and make those improvements for the next game. And, based off the description of this second game, it sounds like that's the case. But yet again, it could just be, well, you played the first game, you know what it's kind of going to be like, and we're just going to add, the newest arcs that you've maybe watched through your streaming services or whatever, just to kind of catch up for probably a third and final game in another 2-3 years from now. And I want to start, because this actually completely flew over my head. I didn't even see this. So they actually confirmed this game. It's coming out next year, but they confirmed it for the Nintendo Switch family of systems. So they didn't say, it's wide ranging because they're obviously including the Switch 2. And I imagine more games are going to do this, probably at the Game Awards, probably over the next couple months. If a game is coming to the Switch 2, it's going to be the Switch family of systems, and not just, saying its name out loud until Nintendo releases or says the name of it, right? So comes out on pretty much every console you can imagine, including both the Switch 1 and Switch 2, and you kind of have the brief synopsis of it. So it'll have the story mode again, which will pick up where the previous entry left off, allowing fans to once again put themselves in the well-traveled shoes of Tanjiro. This time, fans will be able to relive many of the exciting moments. So this is where they add the extra, obviously the content. Entertainment District, Swordsmith Village arc, and Hashira Training arc. The Versus mode, playable roster is larger than ever. It'll have over 40 characters to choose from, and then they say, they give specifics, but really jumping down, players can expect all characters from the first game to make a return in the base roster, including the demons that were added in the free post-launch updates and the Entertainment District arc characters that were originally part of the first game's paid DLC, and they continue on, just have other characters that are going to be there. So, I mean, the trailer, there's not much you can glean off of the trailer. It's flashy, it's very beautiful. I mean, I don't watch many animes whatsoever, and I know Demon Slayer, you could know what happens without watching it, but I actually really like it. I think it's awesome. I think it's high flying. I think they got the anime thing that I'm not always a fan of talking for 50 minutes when they should be battling. I think Naruto talks way more than something of a Demon Slayer. That's just me. I know that's not everybody's situation with these type of things, but I like it. I really do enjoy Demon Slayer, and like I said, the first game, it did its job fine enough. It is pretty much, in my opinion, a watered down Naruto type game in terms of how the actual combat works. I don't, it's tough because Demon Slayer, you got so many moves, and it's very high flying and almost kind of reactive, right? Almost Yu-Gi-Oh-esque, where somebody does a move and then you kind of counter. I mean, that's with cards, and this is with swords and weapons that can kill you. But and that's hard. I do think that is hard to kind of transfer over. But yet again, I feel like everybody kind of goes through that, right? You think Dragon Ball, you think Naruto, you think any of the really popular anime game, what they're based off of is kind of all reactive, right? You're not just chaining attacks and just stabbing one, because then the characters are just gone and there's nobody to fight. It's very, you make a move, then I kind of make a move to counter, or yeah, you might get beat up a little bit, but then you kind of 180 it and you go after them. I mean, that is a little tough, I think, to pull off in terms of a versus thing, and I think they did an okay job. But again, and see, those are the things that aren't really shown off in the trailer. The trailer pretty much is just, here's some new characters, let's highlight some characters, let's talk about just very briefly the arcs that are in this game, and that's kind of it, right? This is not, the trailer that they showed today is not a deep breakdown of okay, here's the 15 new gameplay enhancements that we made to the game. So I'm still going to get excited for it because I did enjoy the first game enough to get excited, but I do understand that there's things that they should improve on and hopefully do improve on for the future games. So I'll keep my eye on it. I'll be covering it. Hopefully people are interested in that. I think people are, So you let me know if you want to see more from me on it. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.